welcome. This is Pat Gage, and in this short video here I'm going to show you how to analyze a T12 for the income. And if you're not familiar with a T12, there's a previous video I did on explaining the information on T12 as well as rent roll and an OM. So look there and let's dive into the T12. What I'm going to do now is get out of here and I'm going to pull up a T12 for a building that we're actually looking at right now. And basically what this is it'll be a PDF, so that you're going to have to convert it to Excel. There's several resources to do that. And basically once you have that, you can then manipulate the numbers on the sheet. So that's what you want to do. And I can give you some resources on converting it from PDF to Excel. So you're going to have to reformat it. So what a T12 is, kind of giving you a short version here, is it's 12 months of income and expenses on a property. And this is what it is. And this is the reason why you sign a confidentiality agreement when you obtain this information, because this is their operating budget for this property. So they don't want this, in the hands of everybody, only people that they gave us, because this is the actual monies and expenses they are telling people they spent. Okay, so that's, people ask me, well, why am I signing a confidentiality? Oh my gosh, this is the reason why here, folks. And also the rent roll is another reason, because this is private information about a business, right? So let me get back on track. What we're going to do, what your lender is going to look for is, yes, they look at the whole history of the property. For your underwriting and your due diligence, as well as your financial lender underwriting, they're going to only look at the T3, or the trailing 3 months of any given year, to use that and annualize it. And I'm going to show and share with you the formula how to do that. So what that means is a T12 and a T3 and a T6 is just a trailing 3 months, trailing 6 months. We just use the T because we're lazy and don't want to use trailing. So it would be the trailing 3, the trailing 12. So what I have here is a trailing 12, right? But I know my lenders look at it at a T3 and annualize that. So how you do that is you take the last 3 months of income, and this is only done on the income, okay? Expenses, you still pull all 12 months, okay? So let me make sure you get that. This is only done, a T3 annualized is only done for income, not for expenses, okay? This is how you do your due diligence. So what you do is you take your 3 months here, which adds up to 29,000 whatever, this number here. Basically you make a formula, and here's the formula up here. It's the sum of these 3 months, and then you times it by 4. Why do we times it by 4? Because there's 4 quarters in a year, and we're only taking 3 months, which is 1 quarter, so we have to get the other 3 months in there. So we times it by 4. So that's what gives you this number here on the far side here, this under this T3. Now I've added this column here and all this coloring and stuff like that. It didn't have that in there. So this is the way you should do this when you're doing your financial due diligence. So what I've got is, what you can do is then you can take this formula once you get it in here, and you just drag it down all the way down to the end, right to expenses, okay? So it'll do it for you. So once you get that formula, and again, that formula is the last 3 months, okay, summed up, times that by 4, or that's what we call the T3 annualized amount. You're going to use these numbers then, not the totals here, in your financial due diligence. Now I hope this is helpful. You do the same thing down here for all the other income that this property brings in. And you only do the T3 analyzed, again, like I said earlier, only for income. Now, the expenses, you enter it full year. You use all 12 months of the T12. Okay, that's how your lender looks at it. I hope this short video was helpful for you. Any questions or concerns, obviously you can leave comments. You can visit our website, but this is going to give you a better idea. So when you're analyzing this, you're looking at it from the lender's perspective. What this does for you is you can then talk intelligently to the seller or the broker and say, hey, this is why I'm offering this number, right? And another thing too, folks, is this really kind of gets that wheat from the chaff thing, right? They're X and X, and you know, here's some stuff that you came up. You're looking at it from a lender's eye, right? The person is going to give you the money for this, and you're coming in way down below here. That you can say, okay, well, we either have a deal or we don't have a deal, because the more information you can have in your tool belt when going and talking to the seller or the broker and saying, hey, listen, this is why I can only go up to this amount, because my lender's only going to lend me this amount. Or, you know, you say that you're at 116, or let's say 131, but you're really only at 129, right? That's a big difference, right? It may seem, a couple $1,000s, but you know what? You do that in a couple different rows here, you're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? So that's why you need to understand this. Again, annualizing the T3 information on the income only will help you do better financial planning, better financial analysis when you're looking at apartment buildings. All right? Hopefully this was helpful. Thank you very much for joining me. We'll see you in the next video.